welcome to the Deuce Podcast. I'm Brad.
And I'm Jeremy.
And Jeremy, we are doing our Aughts. This ought to be good. OOs.
Boo. But
You're the one that started that joke.
Because I was only going to use it later. So.
Oh, okay. So that's why
I feel slighted.
We're going to start the Aughts off the only way we know how with a little Shanghai Knights. The sequel to the 2000. This is 2003. Yep. Sequel to the 2000 movie Shanghai Noon. Starring Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. This one, like I said, is 2003. It does have an IMDb rating of 6.2. Rotten Tomatoes 66%. And yeah, if you care about those things, there you go.
All right.
So we are going to drop the deuce on Shanghai Knights. So
yes.
I'm excited about this.
And that's just so everybody's on the same page. That's Knights with a K.
With a K.
Because Shanghai Noon in and of itself was a pun. And so this is their way to...
How is that a pun?
Like high noon?
Like high
but
noon?
Shanghai.
Shanghai Noon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Shanghai and then Nights, like noon and night.
Oh.
But Nights spelled with a K.
Oh, like Knights with a K. Oh, okay.
You get that?
I do.
It's way funnier when you have to explain it.
It's way funnier when you have to explain it. So, this movie, I do believe... Do you have anything about this movie?
Do you want the synopsis?
Yeah, let's get a synopsis. That's what I meant to say.
Clear my throat here.
I'm glad that you're my co-host.
In 1887, Chon Weng's father and keeper of the Imperial Seal has been murdered by Parliament and the royal family member Rathbone, who then steals the Imperial Seal, with Chong Weng's sister Chun Lin witnessing the murder. Chun Lin follows Rathbone to London to kill him, while sending while sending Chong Weng a letter telling him of the murder. Chong then travels to New York for Roy O'Bannon. Together they travel to England and meet up with Chon Lin to kill Rathbone and get the Imperial Seal back.
That was easy for you to say.
I got lost in a run-on sentence.
No, that's fine.
And
There's
then,
a lot of run-on sentences.
And then just I don't think they knew how names worked.
Oh, I don't think anyone who writes, like who kind of like talks about IMDb pages, like responds to them. I don't think anyone knows how to write. You know what I mean?
A friend and I wrote very good reviews for the show Machine Teen before. I think that's what it was.
Machine Teen?
Wasn't that the cartoon where the kid, when he would get wet, he would turn into a car?
Turbo Teen.
Turbo Teen, thank you.
Turbo Teen.
Yes.
That's sad, I know that.
We wrote reviews for it when we used to work
The
together.
USA Cartoon Express.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
It's pretty horrifying, like when his face would stretch out.
The face would stretch out and be like the lights.
Yeah.
It's so creepy.
Yeah, it was very
creepy. And the
creepy.
wheel, the hands of the wheel.
Oh, yeah, and his hands would turn into
the wheel.
What a nightmare.
Ugh, what a nightmare. You know what isn't a nightmare? Shanghai Knights. It's not a nightmare. It's just a night.
Mare.
No.
Just a night?
I think. I'm not for sure.
Shanghai Nightmare.
You know what's also not a nightmare?
What?
The No Phony Podcast Network.
Say what?
Yeah, why don't you tell us about the No Phony Podcast Network?
So the No Phony Podcast Network is a group of individuals who get together and form a network. They
all
cover
in the same room. We all get together in the same room.
Yeah, we have it's like drum circles,
okay,
but with podcast microphones
sure.
instead. So they really have a little of everything. So anything you could want. We have pop culture podcasts. We have sports podcasts, true crime, more of life, pets, politics. We got a little everything. So, the feature this month is actually the $3.90 So 390 is the a band who is part of the network, has provided music for a lot of the members in the group. They are sensational. Like, you should definitely go and listen to them, but they are featured this month. So please take a moment, go to nophonynetwork.com, take a listen to 390, and then really anybody else that's on there, just, give it a chance.
I do agree.
Click on them one by one.
Click on them one by one.
Yep.
Just listen to an episode of each one of them. If you like it, add it to your queue. If you don't like it, I'm sorry about that, but you know what? There are a lot of good podcasts on that network. So, there's something for everyone.
A couple good new episodes of Politics with Dummies and Gareth's Random Ramblings, dealing with, recent events out in the world.
Sure.
And then if, you could tilt easily with Release of Clowns, had a recent episode where they, of course, are hilarious as always.
There you go. Recent events that happened there. There's recent events that are happening right where we're at too, Jeremy. So hopefully we are giving thoughts and love to Nebraska, which is where we're recording, which a lot of places are being flooded through just rains and lots of snow that has melted into levees and dikes who have broke open. So there's a lot of people that are donating their time, money, energy, and water too. So
a lot of these towns are cut off from other places, and there are those that are missing, but those that aren't missing still have to deal with the aftermath of their homes. And I appreciate, like, we've seen a lot of people from areas where with more frequent, like, heavy flooding, who have been talking to people up here and saying, here's what you need to do, here's what you're going to want to do. And covering the bases. People are trying to stay organized and help each other out. It's been very good. And tell you what, too, like, we will throw out some like links for some resources too. If any of our listeners out there feel like helping anybody out during this difficult time, we'll throw some links out there. Feel free. It's not always, those who can donate time, it's well appreciated. Those who can throw a few bucks towards buying some more bottles of water that are desperately needed, or cleaning supplies that they're going to need, that would help.
But why don't we get to the brass tacks, what we're here for, Jeremy, which is dropping the deuce, making some people laugh, talking about sequel movies. Shanghai Knights is what we're talking about.
Shanghai Knights.
So we're going to start in, like you said, in 1887, right?
Yeah.
We are in China.
China, yes.
China, as Mr. Trump would say, China.
China.
And Cho-Lin, who is the brother of Jackie Chan's character, is his father is the keeper of the Imperial Seal of China in the Forbidden City, correct?
Yes.
I got all that. I was paying attention for once. And they're talking about how Jackie Chan's character, who is, like, his name is John Wayne. Okay. Yeah. Like John Wayne. Like, they kept saying John Wayne. And I've never seen the first movie. So I was like, why do they keep calling him John Wayne?
Yeah.
So that's a fun little joke. So I kind of appreciated that. I don't know why, but I did. Once you explained it to me and I figured it out.
Yeah.
Saying how he's doing a fine job. He's the sheriff in the town of Carson City, Nevada, which is where the first movie was taking place.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And Lord Rathbone is there, and he's leading a group of, I don't know what you call them, assassins or whatever.
They're boxers.
Boxers. Okay.
Yeah. Like the Boxer Rebellion.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
They're there to steal the Imperial Seal because his dad has forever, like generations, his family is the protector of it. Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, the emperor's the emperor, like that holds the power. Like, they say, okay, well, this person is in charge of everything, and everybody just kind of rallies around that. So if it fell into the wrong hands, into non-imperial hands, somebody else could use it to kind of coalesce power.
Yeah,
or
give the power to them.
Yeah,
move the power. Move the power. So Lord Rathbone then kills his father, and and takes the seal for himself. And what you want to say? Cho-Lin kind of escapes.
Yes, she manages to she has a pretty good fight scene here at the beginning. Yeah. So Cho-Lin, played by Fan Wong.
Oh yeah, Fan Wong.
Yeah, she actually,
whose fans are fans, something like that. I actually read that.
Fan addicts
or something.
Is
like
it?
That. Yeah, it's really
for
funny.
reals.
Yes, for reals. Yeah.
That's interesting. So yeah, but she does an excellent job fighting. So she very, very physical actress. You know, she can pull off these moves like sometimes you get movies where you just get the people who are like the shrinking violets and stuff, especially like the women in the movies with like martial arts.
Sure. And
so I appreciate the fact that she's out there doing that. So it reminds me of like her and Lucy Liu, Michelle Yeoh, folks like that.
There you go. We are now in Carson City, and we see Jackie Chan. He's the sheriff. Now, did he become the sheriff in the first movie?
No. Yeah, kind of.
At the end,
like a lawman. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they last time we saw him, he was with Roy.
Right.
And the princess, played by Lucy Liu, was with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
But we see that Chong Wang has put up all of the he has all these wanted posters up
of people who he's captured?
that he's arrested. Right. Like it shows arrested on all of them. Basically, he keeps it pretty lawful.
And there's his deputy, right? He's reading a book.
Yeah.
The book is Roy O'Bannon versus the Mummy.
Well, yeah.
Right. The deputy. Is that deputy from the first movie? I don't think it is.
No. Okay. No. I think it's because Roy's not there that we're like, wait, who the
we
hell
need
is that?
someone for him to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's played by Max Hill, or not Max Hill, but Matt Hill. Or also the voice. He's a big voice actor. You might know him as Captain N, the Game Master. So yes, Jackie Chan was talking to Captain N, the Game Master.
He seems awfully young to be Captain N.
I don't know. Well, this was 2003. You know, I'm sure the makeup. He seemed young, but he didn't seem that young.
So he just looks younger.
He looks young. Maybe he's got a baby face. Who knows? So he's reading this book, and Jackie Chan's character says, "Those are fake. Those are misinformations from fake news, China, China." And so he gets like a parcel.
Yeah, he gets a pack. Well, he goes to the wagon that comes in. Super excited because he's
is it the Wells Fargo wagon? Oh yes, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming. I'm glad we know the lyrics.
Yeah.
Something special.
Something special
for me.
So he goes, and the stagecoach operator goes, "Hey, sorry, no princess this time." So she's left, and he's waiting for her to come back, but she just has not come back. They don't explain anything with that.
It's just Lucy Liu didn't want to do.
Yeah,
we're just assuming.
Right. She has trouble whenever she does like. So when she did the Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, they had to replace Bill Murray with Bernie
Mac.
Yeah, Bernie Mac.
Okay, which makes sense. Totally makes sense. Sure.
But so she hasn't come back, so he's kind of bummed. But he gets a package.
Yeah, that has like a puzzle box in it.
Yeah, it has a puzzle box and a note from Lynn that says their father's been killed.
Right.
So he goes and kind of like lights a fire and says his goodbyes. like in the mountains. So he does that, and then he heads to New York to find Roy.
So evidently, because again, I've never seen the first movie, but they had gold from the first movie.
Yes,
so they
Imperial
got
gold.
they found something and maybe got a treasure or something.
Yeah.
So what happened to the
They
first movie?
saved the treasure.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they got to keep it.
So he got to keep it so that he thinks that Roy has all the money.
Yeah, because Roy's a fast talking
Right.
con man kind of a guy, and so he convinced him he was going to invest it.
Played by Owen Wilson again.
Yeah.
Which if you're going to have someone like that,
Yeah.
you're going to be Owen Wilson. This director also directed Wedding Crashers, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Who was the director on this one?
David Dobkin
Okay.
or Dobkin.
Okay.
He directed Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
Directed a couple other things too, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Wedding Crashers, Clay Pigeons. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
And Shanghai Knights.
Oh, good. So he travels to New York, and
Next scene is Owen Wilson's character.
yes,
And
he's in his white tuxedo.
Oh, he's in his tuxedo, so he must be doing well because, he's trying to bed these two women.
Yeah, I've been talking to him about his book.
Yeah.
And his exploits.
And obviously, he might have gone too far because it looks like someone broke his nose.
It does.
Oh, that's just Owen Wilson.
No. Some cable guy did that to him in a bathroom.
Is that real? In real life?
In the movie Cable
Guy.
Guy.
I thought it was Cable Guy. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say, I thought he was in Cable Guy. Yeah.
Squeed up. Yeah, it's like one of the earliest, that's, I think, the first time I ever saw him.
Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he gets his ass kicked by
I'm going
Jim
to tell
Carrey.
you, okay. Owen Wilson, I can take him or leave him. Sometimes he acts and it's way too over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's way out there. For some reason, in this movie, he's still playing that out there character, but it's more restrained. Do you feel like that?
I feel exactly the opposite.
Really, I don't. I feel like I've seen him do even worse than this movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this is okay, Owen Wilson.
It's okay. It's not like the worst I've seen of
right,
his.
that's what I mean.
But I also think there's some people who keep him more in line than others. And this one he kind of does, but kind of doesn't. I feel like sometimes they're like, okay, we have an important plot. And he's like, if you don't mind, I'd like to riff something here. And just starts talking for 20 minutes.
Says Owen does 5 minutes.
Chicky cha-cha.
Chicky cha-cha. I think I'm just going to take this book off the shelf and just talk like this. And what's this? Oh, wow, look at that, page 35. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I'm not my favorite Jackie Chan sidekick character.
Right, but think about it if it was someone else. Let's say if it was Vince Vaughn, it would be even more annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just
Yes.
wouldn't be up to snuff.
No, agree.
Yeah.
Although, I will say, I actually thought his performance in the first one was better than this one.
Okay, and I think it's okay.
Yeah.
This movie is fine.
Yes.
It's a fine movie.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about it when we get through it. It's very Scooby-Doo-ish.
Yes.
Very Scooby-Doo-ish, but we'll talk about that too. So where are we at? We're in New York, and we find out that he's not rich. That he actually works for the hotel
Yeah.
that he's at.
And even better, he's a gigolo.
He's a waiter / I'm a 30-year-old waiter / gigolo.
Yeah.
I'm so sad and lonely. I'm a 30-year-old waiter / gigolo.
Did you catch his Midnight Cowboy reference later?
No, what was it?
He's walking.
Did he cough a lot and
It's when he's in London. He starts walking across the street with Jackie Chan.
Is that walking here?
The thing was, he goes, "I'm walking here,"
Okay, gotcha.
dressed in his cowboy stuff.
Good for him.
Yeah,
to throw in a movie from 40 years.
It's very
ago.
appropriate.
30 years ago. Yeah,
it's appropriate.
So an X-rated, a movie that was X-rated at the time. Yeah, go ahead.
So they end up getting ready to take off. Of course, he's trying to get Jackie Chan to sleep with these women. Of course, they're the mayor's daughters. So
yeah, of New York, right?
Yeah.
The mayor of New York.
The first time I saw this, I hated. So there's like a part where Jackie Chan. Well, I love the action. Jackie Chan's fighting these cops as they're trying to escape.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite action shots.
Jackie Chan's trying to fight these cops through like the revolving door.
Revolving door.
That is fantastic.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get that timed. I mean, I'm sure, like, when we were watching this movie, I turned to you and said, he is the Gene Kelly of martial arts.
Yeah.
Like, it looks so effortless.
Absolutely. I agree.
And you're just like, wow. And, like, who thought of that to, like, do... He likes to do stuff, like, in a round, though. Like, it seems like in this movie. I don't know if, you know, the other movie he does it. But the way he does this scene, and he's in one moment, he's tying a guy up in the one part of the revolving door and then flipping around through the suitcase thing.
Yeah.
I thought, that's awesome. I love that.
It's very fluid, too. Like,
he'll
have something in his hand and he moves it by to do something else, and you're like, where'd it go? And
where'd it go?
He put
it's
it
like,
in his pocket
he's like
moves.
juggling and like martial arts at the same time.
Yeah, it's great. But the first time I saw this scene, I hated because there was a lot of like boing, like weird sound effects.
It kind of takes you out a little bit at first, but then I kind of get why.
Because it's like Keystone Cops.
Yeah, it's like Keystone Cops.
The first time I saw this, I was just like, ugh, because I hate those kind of sound effects.
I do too.
And this time, I was like, oh, okay, it's a Keystone Cops moment. That's why they did it. It makes sense then. So
sure,
it still does take me a little out of it, but it makes more sense.
Yeah. So we're heading to England.
Yep, he gets them. They stow away on a ship to England.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to England. And they are looking for...
There's an okay touching scene on the boat. I mean, it's an okay scene where he says, you know, just break the puzzle box open. Well, no, that defeats the purpose. You got to wait for it.
Yeah.
You know.
You have patience. Yeah. And so they're heading there. When they get there, they're going to go look for Lynn. Some kid bumps into him. And he it's like, wait a minute, are you guys like looking for...
Well, at first you're like, oh, this is the classic, he stole something from him.
Yes.
And he's just going to keep walking away.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and is like, are you guys looking for a place to stay?
Yeah. And
this kid's name is Charlie, which we'll talk
Charlie.
about later.
So like, are you looking for a place to stay? They're like, no, why don't you get out of here? And he's like, fine then. Because I think that like he wants to do the right thing, and then Roy treats him like crap, and when he does, he's like, fine, well, I got your watch, bitch.
Right.
Like, starts running off.
Yeah.
They end up tracking the kid down, and he's basically being yelled at by a guy who's the equivalent of like the Artful Dodger. So he's like yelling at him,
sure,
trying to take it from him. When they show up, this like gang of guys starts fighting them.
Yeah, the Fleet Street gang.
Yeah. So the Fleet Street gang, they've been sent by the demon Barbara of Fleet Street to go take care of it. So no, they go after him. The little boy. By the way, Aaron Taylor Johnson in an early role.
So he's running pretty fast in this movie.
Yeah, yes, right? He is. For those of you who aren't familiar,
he was in the movie Quicksilver, right?
No, he's not.
No,
in the movie
that was a movie about.
No, that's not right.
About bike racing. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I saw this forever ago, and I didn't realize it was the same kid. But it's actually Quicksilver from the Marvel movies. Yeah. So, like, he was in Age of Ultron. Also, he was Kick-Ass. That superhero movie, Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he was?
Him. Yeah, that's him.
Okay. Like, he was really young.
Yes,
right?
Very young.
Very young.
Very young. Yeah, he looks way different. Like, his face elongated as he got older.
Yeah, it's very odd. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's little him.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought you were telling me that he was in that movie Quicksilver with Kevin Bacon.
No.
Is that the one where they're riding the bikes? I'm going to look that one up. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, not that. He was Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go. But so we get another fight scene here that goes on for a while. And of course, they send Owen Wilson running after the kid because we have to get him out of there because he'll just mess things up.
Yeah, Jamie Gertz, Paul Rodriguez, Louis Anderson, Lawrence Fishburne, Kevin Bacon.
Louis Anderson?
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think it's the bike racing one. I think that's Queen's Ride. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So they send the kid away. They send Roy chasing after the kid because you got to get Owen Wilson out of there. He'll hurt himself. So then Jackie Chan has another big fight scene, and it's again,
every time Jackie Chan has a fight scene, we just find a way for Owen Wilson not to be in it.
Yes,
right.
And that kind of, if I remember right, it kind of happens in the last one, but a lot more times he's either close by or he's doing something useful at least.
Right.
In this one, he's like, "Oh no, that rat took my glasses," and he like runs
Shaggy
off after
and
it.
Scooby, right? He's just Shaggy and Scooby,
yes,
all rolled into one.
Exactly right.
And you're just like, ugh. So yeah.
So yeah, big fight scene, great, lots of flipping, jumping, everything else.
There's a scene where he takes two umbrellas. That's pretty important. I like the scene.
Yeah.
And he fights with the umbrellas.
Yes.
And he opens it up, kind of, deflects some things, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he jumps on top of, I don't know, a platform or something, and you can hear Singing in the Rain. And again, the Gene Kelly reference is so far in there.
But as he's moving and doing it, it's very smooth.
Just so effortless.
And I was like, wow. It's such a... The whole fight scene is pretty good.
Look, there's Jackie Chan movies where you're like, okay, this is cartoonish.
Yeah.
And there's some elements of cartoon in here, but it's still not as cartoonish as some of I've seen where it's like, ooh, bug eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is fine. I like this.
It's
decent.
Yeah. He goes from... you see him like leaping, like he runs up a cart. He runs over the cart. It pops up, hits a guy in the head. Then he like runs up it and jumps to the roof.
Right. I mean,
when the other guys do, and it's like, it goes all over the place. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end, they send the criminals packing, but they get taken in too.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So they get taken in by the Scotland Yard inspector, Artie Doyle.
Artie Doyle.
Yeah, Artie Doyle.
Mm.
Played by Thomas Fisher. So, and he says, "Wow, I've been trying to defeat these guys forever, and it took you like the afternoon to do it."
Yeah. And they.
And he says, "Oh, you're what's his bucket? You're Roy O'Bannon."
Yeah, and
I'm a huge fan of his
yeah.
books. So he's big in Europe too.
Yes,
his books.
So very very third man. So
very third man. Thomas Fisher was a seaman in The Hunt for Red October. I just wanted to say seaman, and he was in other movies as well. So Van Helsing, Top Hat, Van Helsing. So there you go. The Illusionist, Murphy's Law. Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. So we also, I think around this time too, we start to, like Lord Rathbone goes to Congress or to Parliament, and not the funkadelic kind, the boring kind. So no, he goes to Parliament and he brings a tiger there. They say it's a gift from the Emperor of China for the Queen. And of course it's like roaring. It was just a very awkward scene.
It's awkward.
But I think it's because they want to get him out of his estate or wherever it is. So now he's driving back and we see somebody show up in the back of his car. It's Wu Chow, played by Donnie Yen. I think this is the first time that Donnie Yen and Jackie Chan were in a movie together.
Okay.
But Donnie Yen, for those of you, he's been in a ton of stuff too. But like for more commercial kind of things, I think he's been in Rogue One, Star Wars story.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, just very
the blonde
young.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Was he the blind guy in Rogue One?
The blonde guy? Oh, the blind guy. Yes, yeah, he was the blind guy.
Yes, the Asian blonde guy in Rogue One. Remember that guy?
He was amazing. He could have his hair dyed.
Yeah.
But no, he yes, he was the blind guy. And so the basically he's like, did you get the seal? I'm gonna need that so I can, get all the Emperor's enemies together. And Rathbone's like, yeah, we got it, but you have to get me what I need. Once the queen is dead and I'm in charge, then you'll get everything you want. And so they and he asked for like the knife that was used to kill Wang's dad was it was this guy's knife. It was Wu Chao's knife.
Yeah.
So and then later
he wants to take control of it.
Yeah, well, it's because both of them are kind of these jilted. We learn Wu Chao is the Emperor's brother, his big brother,
right?
But he was not picked to be like the next emperor, and so he was kind of shifty. So they booted him from the Forbidden City. And then, of course, Lord Rathbone is 10th in line to the throne. And in order to be able to take over as king, he has to kill the other 9 that are.
It's kind of like King Ralph, where he tries to. He has this plot where he's trying to kill everyone else.
Where he plays all innocent, being like in America, but really I'm eating hot dogs. Yeah, he really was the one who electrocuted all of them. So
we want to say that he's from Sing Street.
Yes.
Also, he's from
Aidan Gillen.
Yes. From was it Game of Thrones?
Yes, he is. He played Littlefinger in Game of Thrones.
He played Bowfinger, right? In Game of Thrones. Am I right? Am I saying that right?
Yep, Bowfinger.
Bowfinger?
Yes, that's the one.
He was in Bowfinger?
Yeah, he was. He was.
He was in okay. So he was in the movie Bowfinger with the Game of Thrones. I don't know what I'm saying right now.
What's happening? Anyway, so there's that kind of half story, and he tells Wu Chao to meet up with him to talk with him at his at the Queen's Jubilee celebration at his estate, which is how we set up that's what's going to happen. So,
sure.
In the meantime, they are in jail. Doyle is like, oh hey guys, they find out that Lynn is there.
She tried to kill Rathbone. Yeah, she tried to hunt him down. So they have her arrested. They won't let her go because hey, she's this bad lady. They call her Loony Lynn, and so that's uncalled for.
I know. They're saying that she
isn't that the currency in Canada, Loony Lins.
Yeah, Loony Lins and Toonie Lins.
Loony Lins and Toonie Lins.
Loony Lins and Toonie Tins.
Oh, wait, that's Woody Woodpecker. That's all, folks.
Yeah. So they basically, Roy, of course, says he's in love with her, so on and so forth. Just more Owen Wilson talking for
no reason.
For long periods of time.
I'm just going to say 5 things.
Chicka-cha-cha. So they end up...
Wes Anderson's a great guy. Chicka-cha-cha.
we also learned, so Artie Doyle has invented a method of, deducing things from... They just looking at objects.
Just looking at objects.
If you can't tell where this is going...
every one of these characters has, a hidden talent.
Yeah.
They have a superpower.
Yes.
In a way.
Yeah.
Except Owen Wilson's character. His superpower is he's scumbag? I don't know.
He just bullshits.
He just bullshits his way into... Yeah. He falls in and out of situations.
Yes.
That's it.
So
he's the one that gets you into the situation.
Yeah. So Charlie gives him back the watch, turns it in. He says, hey, it was a fake. He he offers to give them somewhere to stay. Well, of course, he broke into somebody's house to do it. They're discussing how to get into Rathbone's party, and they decide that, or Charlie's like, use this invitation. That's just sitting here.
That's just sitting here. Yeah. Magically just sitting here.
Yeah. So they use the invitation to get in.
Well, they're not just going to let us in. Well, now here's the time to have disguises.
Well, of course.
Okay. Again, this is very Scooby-Doo-ish. Like whenever they would do disguises. Shaggy. And like Scooby would wear that thing like that Jackie Chan's wearing. You know what I mean?
Like he's Indian?
Yes, I swear he would.
Yeah, probably. And so so they get in there, and of course Rathbone.
Do you think the writers were like, well, what's my inspiration? Inspiration is 4:30 on TBS. It's a good old Scooby-Doo episode.
That seems right.
Yeah, right?
It seems right. We should have them run from door to door, and they'll go in and out.
And they'll go in and out of the door. I mean, that's what
I wish that would happen.
There's eye holes in paintings
and rotating
fireplaces. So they disguise themselves as like these what he
like
says
a colonel and then an Indian royal.
Sherlock Holmes, because he sees a clock. You know.
Yeah.
And he says that he's Sherlock Holmes, and then what does he say? He says he's the one guy. Kama Sutra.
Yeah.
Right? Of Carson City, Nevada.
Oh, no, he says he's the
Oh, not the Kama Sutra. That's the book that.
Yeah, the Maharaj or whatever it was. Yeah. Of of Nevada. And so Rathbone knows something's up, and he kind of like...
He's like, and please welcome Sherlock Holmes and the sex book, Kama Sutra of Nevada.
That's the one. So Rathbone goes and kind of like almost alludes to the fact that he realizes who Jackie Chan probably is.
Right.
But then he disappears. They go follow him to his study.
And it becomes more Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, they go in there and he's gone. So Roy is like, hey, look for
Secret Passage. Meanwhile, the holes of where we were talking about, the paintings.
Yeah.
There's the eye holes. Someone was looking at me. Okay, we get it.
And the joke goes on, keeps going on.
Yeah.
And then at one point, Jackie Chan, like, he finds the switch to the secret door is the boob of a statue. And it spins around, and he finds a big treasure room and sees the seal, but then he gets attacked.
Speaking of treasure, Owen Wilson's character finds the Kama Sutra book, sits down to read it, or to look at the pictures, you would say, and he's spinning, Jackie Chan's spinning around. But it's another thing where he's spinning around and doing these techniques. That's fine. You know why this scene's okay for me? It's because it's familiar.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's not anything that I'm writing home about, but I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, okay, I'll live with it.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not bad, but it's Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the part where
fun.
Yeah, it is. I think that Owen Wilson was much more useful, like in the first movie for me. So like in this one, I have difficulty with how like useless he's being.
No, gotcha.
I think maybe part of it is because you get Lynn, who gets to come in for action too.
Right.
So like as an example, in this scene where Wang is out like fighting in the library, it looks like he's about to get hit or whatever, and then all of a sudden like Lynn jumps through a painting and starts fighting people. And so it's basically she managed to escape from jail using the playing cards that Roy had given her earlier. And like a bunch of like some ridiculous explanation of how she escaped. But
can you say the scene coming up with Jackie Chan in the vases, or the vases you want to say, I think is it's clever, it's funny, it's interesting, and it's still action packed. but it has that funniness of
Yeah.
Keystone Cops again, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's trading off, like, people are
But I
trying not to hit the
genuinely
vases.
liked it and laughed.
Yes.
And I thought, oh, that's funny.
Well, he's used this same bit multiple times.
Sure.
He did it in Rush Hour as well. So, but yeah, they don't want to break the vases, so he's like juggling them around with them. And it's almost like a juggling act. It's very funny. Very entertaining. Again, like the action is great. Eventually they realize the royal seal is gone, and Charlie grabbed it and then snuck away, and Roy can't get him. Lord Rathbone shows up and basically puts them in the barn or something, and ends up setting it on fire to let them burn to death. They escape. First he throws Lynn out up to the rafters so she can climb out the roof. Jackie does. And then he goes to do it with Roy. And I do like the line where he's just like, what in our history together makes you think that I would be able to do that? And, it is. Like, if he'd have tossed him up there, it could have been more comical or more, like, cartoony. But I like that he was just like, come on. And so then they end up using the car to bust out of the barn. So they escape. They end up going to they crash. They get picked up by Lynn. They go to a flea bag, kind of a brothel hotel, where they get in fights.
Well, Lynn, Owen Wilson's character ends up kind of falling for her, right?
Yeah.
And
vice versa.
And vice versa. And Jackie Chan's character is like, no, you can't trust him. He's just one of those friends that you don't want to take shit, to your other friends or your family.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's not that great.
Yeah.
And Owen Wilson's character gets angry about that. Says you're a traitor or whatever. And he makes it up to him by inviting 100 billion women to his room. I don't know how he got them all up there.
For a semi-naked pillow fight.
For a naked pillow fight.
Yeah.
And a guy. That guy shows up too.
Yeah, just a random guy.
Just a random guy. So, there you go. Which is actually, it's fun because it shows Jackie Chan's comedy that's not necessarily his fighting, right?
Yeah.
It's like a fun kind of pillow fight thing.
Yes.
Instead of like this action-packed thing.
Yes, exactly.
So I kind of thought it was fun. It was fine.
It's fun.
It's fine.
And so they make up. I'm trying to think. Do they kidnap Lynn?
They kidnap Lynn.
Oh no, they go after Charlie.
Right.
They go see.
Yes, they go after Charlie.
Yeah.
Because he's in the wax museum.
Yeah. Well, they go to see Artie Doyle, who's
been fired.
Yeah, who's now been fired because of Lynn getting out. They realize there's wax on his hat, on Charlie's hat, and they go, "Oh, he's at the
wax museum."
Okay. Madame Tussauds. So they go.
But again, another Scooby-Doo kind of scene. Where
especially because they have one where Jackie Chan walks by some characters and then he walks back and there's two more.
On part of the wax thing.
Well, and there's two more and he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they start attacking.
Yeah.
And later he poses as one and then kind of shuffles out. But they fight.
Goofy.
They realize that Charlie goes for the seal that he's kept, and he ends up trying to run away with it. Charlie gets away, and they have the seal finally. Roy and Wang do, but Wu Chow comes back and says, "Here's the thing: we're gonna kill the kid, or unless you don't give us that seal."
All right. So they give him the seal.
They decide to give it to him. So they save Charlie. He gets away with the seal.
They kidnap them.
They do the right thing. Yeah, they kidnap Lynn. Yeah. And Lynn they use as basically the whole plan is
They have a machine gun that they're
Yes.
gonna kill all the royals.
Yeah, the
At
machine
least
gun.
the 9 royals that are.
Yes, literally the machine gun had been invented like 3 years before. At this
There
point.
you go. So there.
And we're not talking about old timey Gatling guns with a crank.
No.
This is actual like machine action gun. So, so they have the machine gun. They're gonna mow people down. Then they're gonna leave Lynn's body there,
like she did it.
like she did it, so they can blame it on her and the Boxer Rebellion.
Meanwhile, Charlie decides that he's going to save them from the capture,
yes,
and he finds the wagon that they've
been arrested and
and
taken
finds the
away
key and unlocks it and
Yes.
lets them out. And they're like, "Why'd you come back?" They're like, "Well, why'd you give him the?"
why'd you save me?
Hey, kid, what's your name? My name is Charlie Chaplin.
My name's Charlie Chaplin.
And that was the first eye roll. I get like the history thing, but like this movie, it's filled with facts that aren't correct when it comes to
Yes.
history, and they don't need to be correct because that's not the plot.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do this, I don't know. I just don't like it.
Well, I will tell
It's
you.
like Quantum Leap. Oh, you ran into Michael Jackson.
Yeah, or
You know?
it's little Billy Clinton.
Little Billy Clinton.
Playing, yeah. So I will tell you, it does this in the first movie too.
Okay.
But I think in the first movie, it's not so. In the first movie, it's kind of like, oh, okay.
It's
That's
not
cute.
so smack in your face.
Yeah, and I think that they were like, we have to have that again. People loved it, and so then they were like, oh, well, let's do this, and they like decided to force it even more.
So they go to where the fireworks are at
Yeah,
to go save the royal family.
yeah.
So
Can I also say,
yeah, go ahead.
Charlie Chaplin was born in 1889.
Sure. Again, like
And the movie takes place in
the
1887.
history
and this kid is
doesn't
grown
make
up.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean, but it doesn't have to.
Right. Agreed.
You know, no one's getting on their phones in 2003
Yeah.
because it's 2003.
Yeah. We had no choice. We had
We
to
had no
accept
choice.
this
We're
as
just like,
reality.
yep, okay.
Weird.
If
all
only
this
I
stuff
had
happened.
a device that I could look that up real quick with.
It's exactly what happened.
Well, I did bring my encyclopedia, my mobile encyclopedia, my 24 books with me. Just lug them around.
Thank God I have this. Thank God I have this Apple. What are those things called? Marthas or what?
I don't know.
I don't remember what it was.
Sure. So they end up
Newtons.
saving. Go ahead.
It was a Newton, I think, was
Okay.
what it was. It was a
So they end
tablet.
up saving her, but the gun goes off, and does he tries to like save what's his bucket? Owen Wilson's character ends up falling outside the clock,
Yeah. So they're.
so he thinks he killed him.
Yeah.
Rathbone.
Well, they managed to stop the machine gunning down below.
Yeah.
They get on the boat. They stop that. Get Lynn freed. And the gun does go off somewhat. So, like, you see it, but it misses the Royals. And it goes off when Rathbone's up there, so it almost gets him, too. So he's like, holy shit.
All right.
And there's this cool, like, he's fighting Wu Chao in the scene. Like, he's fighting him. He's going hand in hand with him.
When it flips.
Yeah,
back
and the
forth.
gun is actually rotating because
Yeah.
it's been kicked and it's like spinning around. And they'll stand up and be doing something, and they like roll or go down right as the gun goes past where it would have mowed him down. And then finally, he's standing up, and you know it's not going to stop. Like, he's not going to be able to get out of its way,
Yeah.
and it runs out of bullets right before it gets to him.
Yeah, I thought that was clever.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very neat scene.
Again, very choreographed very well.
Yes, very much. So then to your point, then they're fighting Rathbone in the clock and Big Ben.
The Big Ben.
Yeah. So the Rathbone, who is supposed to be the best swordsman in all of England, as they've said like 82 times.
He's not that bad of a sword, like the actor himself.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah. No, he trained,
studied,
did
and
this
trained
stuff
very
yeah.
well. I mean, yeah.
But they
Like, I love when like someone picks up a sword with the other swords.
yes,
Like, I'm always like, yes.
yeah, right.
I was like, yeah.
Where he does the thing where he like spins it up and
Yeah.
grabs it. Yeah. No, he does a very good job. And so you see, so like Roy gets flipped out of the clock. He thinks he's dead. So now they're really like heavy duty fighting. Trying to remember.
They're like this weird thing that's holding them, and so he just starts cutting because he's like, I'm not going to win. So he just starts cutting.
Oh, he's cutting the ropes to like the scaffold, or not the scaffolding, the like catwalk that they're on.
And then that tips everyone over, and everyone breaks through the clock.
Yep.
Rathbone falls to his death. Owen Wilson catches Jackie Chan, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were dead." And then because the sword had fallen in the gears of the clock then went crazy and the arms started falling. So then they're like, we have to jump. So then they hit the God, what's that called?
The Union Jack.
The Union Jack, right?
Yeah.
The Union Jack. Rip the middle of the stripe of the Union Jack as they're falling down, and then they make it safe down, right?
Yes.
And then the end of the movie is the Queen is pretty much knighting everyone and saying, I'm knighting you, and I'm knighting you. And then we get to Doyle, and they're like, I am knighting you, Sir
Arthur Conan Doyle.
Conan Doyle, who obviously wrote Sherlock Holmes.
Yes. Who was, again, not a detective, but a doctor. And also not real weird and skinny. He was a chubby dude. That dude was thick.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. So you've been deuced with that one.
Yes.
And we have some nice bloopers. It's fun. Jackie Chan bloopers are fun.
Yes.
I don't care what anyone says.
Man, that man gets hit and whatever, but he just keeps getting up.
Keeps going.
The one that
the Energizer Bunny.
The one that really I'm like, holy shit, is actually there's a couple of them. Because you can tell when like sometimes with some of these guys, like he's not, some of it's choreographed and he's doing whatever, but you can tell like some of the heavier duty fight scenes, not just ones where he's like, you know, juggling things, but where he's like being really heavy duty is like when he's going up against Donnie Yen. There's two of them. Like there's one of them, he hits something and he rolls, but he hits it and the thing underneath him breaks out and he like falls down into it. And Donnie Yen is like, everybody starts rushing there. And Donnie Yen's like, whoa, 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 he's okay. And like puts his hand up like he's got it. Because they've done stuff, you know, like they are pretty professional with that. And they've done fight choreography and they know, hey, no, he's fine. Just like, but the other one I was like, holy hell, is Jackie Chan is fighting with something that has like, I think he's doing a life preserver is what it is. And Donnie Yen has like a staff that he's hitting it with, or they're like dancing around. Well, the way Jackie Chan spins the thing, the hole is opened by his face. Oh, God. And Donnie Yen cracks him in the forehead with that staff. Jesus. And you see, like, Jackie Chan immediately drops it and starts, like, rubbing his forehead. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, God.
So, should we do our 5 questions?
Yes, we should. Mm-hmm. We should do that. What do you think was the best part of this movie?
There are many best parts of this movie. Action sequences are fine in this movie. Probably the best part is the choreographed parts of the movie. So, my favorite choreographed part, I think it's a tie between the street scene with the umbrella and the scene at the beginning with the revolving door. The revolving door, I think, is a little bit higher for me. I like that one a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because I've never seen anything like that before. I've seen like a street, fight scene. But,
yeah. Yeah. No, I think
the needle drops are not. I think they take me out of the movie.
Yes.
I don't like the music.
Yeah.
Too much.
I can tolerate some of it. Some of it that's closer in age to the other ones, but then like. So they play like.
When you play the Who, the Magic Bus, that one did not like.
Yeah, exactly. That one gets me. Because those just seem right. I get what they're trying to do, but like
I get like it's not bad. It's just I wish they didn't do that. I think just have a score.
Yes, agreed. That would have been so much better. Or like, I'm sorry, then take a song and just do like an orchestrated version of something.
Like they do in Westworld.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I think that would have been much more effective.
Your favorite part of the movie?
Mine is the fight scenes too. It's hard for me to pick, like, because there's some of them that are like, I basically categorize them into three things. There's like your weapon play stuff, there's your hand-to-hand stuff, and then there's the more like acrobatic kind of things. For the acrobatic ones, I do like the rotating door scene a lot, but I think I like the street scene better because I like the umbrella stuff he does.
Yeah, the umbrella stuff is pretty sweet.
The umbrella stuff is great to me. Yeah. I love the hand-to-hand fight on the barge against Wu Chao. Like, there was some, like, you could tell, like, they were like, oh, it's us, two guys who do martial arts, professional, whatever. Let's do this.
Let's go.
And, like, it seemed like the stakes were higher.
Yeah, that seemed really cool.
And I loved the sword play between with Aidan Gillen and Jackie Chan with stuff. Like, to me, it was well done. But yeah, there's a lot of the like reference stuff. Sometimes that works for me and sometimes it doesn't. When it doesn't work for me is when you're like, let's do them rapid fire, and like it doesn't make sense.
Look, that's a minor thing in this movie, right?
Yeah.
But it does take me out. But it's still a minor thing. It's like the music. The music is a minor thing for me. This is a fine movie. It's okay.
Do you think this one stands on its own?
I was confused about a lot of things. How do they get the money? Why is he arguing about the money? Where did the money come from? How did he get to Carson City, Nevada? I don't know any of that because I've never seen the first movie.
Yes.
So, no, it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really for me either. Like when I go back and think about it by itself. And even on this one, like they don't talk about a lot of stuff. Like, okay, so I think about like Miss Congeniality too. When she gets a phone call from Benjamin Bratt or whatever, that's like, hey, I'm ditching you. Like that's all like, we don't go into it in tremendous depth, but we know what's happening. Like, I have no clue why there's a bunch of characters missing from one movie to the next.
Right.
In this one. And then...
If you would have told me Lucy Liu was in that first movie, I'd been like, no, she wasn't. Well, you know what I mean?
Well, like, on top of that, like they make reference to
I would
the
be
fact
like, yeah, I would want her to be in this one.
Yeah. It's just, it's very confusing because they kind of make reference to them, but they don't explain what's happened with anything. So, like, that's problematic. And really, like, they ditched the Old West real fast. So, like, it just seems like, why is he in the West? What is happening?
Right.
You know,
like it's no.
Would you, does this make you want to watch the first one?
Yeah. I mean, this is fine entertainment.
Yeah.
This is an okay entertainment that you can sit down and don't have to think much about it.
Yeah.
You know, let your cares go. I think that I would watch the first movie.
Yeah.
This is fine.
When the movie opened, right off the bat, I was like, God, this makes me want to watch the first one.
Yeah.
Like, because
I can only imagine what the fight scenes are like. Oh, yeah. And I'm anticipating probably watching it in the future.
Yeah. And the Western aspect of it. Again, you know me, like, I like Westerns, but Westerns that are like, have a different perspective to them. And so, like, I like this movie. I like the first one.
Sure.
Would you reboot, continue, or cancel?
Well, a third film was meant to be produced under the title Shanghai Dawn, which makes sense. So it was set in February 7th, 2003. An interview with Owen Wilson said that we are talking about it and that they would start out in Hollywood and then be going there to Africa or the pyramids. But then Jackie Chan said he wanted to be more in China, because he didn't get to showcase that much.
Yeah.
So then it says in November 2016, the writers of the first two films said that they want to showcase China, and that that Chan and Wilson also are going to have a hand in the creative process of it, and that they said MGM announced that they are moving forward with Shanghai Dawn. Jackie Chan, Lucy Liu, and Owen Wilson are expected to reprise their roles. So,
oh wow, Lucy Liu's going to be back.
And then Jared Hess, this is what I laughed about before we went on the air. Jared Hess is set to direct it. He directed Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Yeah, I think that's very weird.
And I think that they would make it even more cartoonish. And I think I don't like that.
Yeah, I think so too. Wait, did he do Gentleman Bronco too?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're gonna get cartooniness.
Yeah, you definitely would.
Oh my god.
So to answer your question, continue, but continue it on the level of this. Do not make it so cartoony that it takes you out of reality. And I think that they were borderline in this, but I think it's above what it should have been, which is good.
I almost like, I think that Jackie Chan is correct. Like, I say screw the pyramids and whatever else. Like, them in China, I think is the right idea. And because now you can take the Western person and put them in, the Chinese culture, and do it a little bit differently, come at it from a different perspective, I think would be much more fun.
Right. And you could actually make the Owen Wilson character a little bit more three-dimensional in a way.
Yeah.
Because if he's a fish out of water, you could possibly learn a few things.
Yes.
Along the way. Who knows?
Yes. Finally, though, I guess I'm okay continuing with it, but just in that right way.
Yeah.
So. Some of your experience up in 2 words.
Above par, meaning that this is a movie that I think is a borderline. Like there's certain times when we watch these sequels where I'm like, ooh, they took what worked in the first movie and made it too much of a thing in the second movie, and it just did not work. It took you out of it, and it kind of left reality. I think that this borderline could have taken you out, but for some reason the direction of the movie kept you in, right?
Yeah.
Even in the aspects of the needle drops and the Charlie Chaplin thing. So I think this is an above par movie. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, if it's on TV, watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I guess what I would say is my words are diminishing returns, because to me it's like they took the stuff that made the first one clever and cute and were like, let's just use those things again. But then there's so many more things that we didn't talk about, like them running into Stonehenge. Why would you leave stones there? What? I'm going to invest in Zeppelins because that's where the money is, not this automobile. Who's going to use that? And then they use an automobile.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I think yeah. And it takes you out of it a little bit, but then the action sequences pull you back in.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I think that the stuff that really made the first one worked not as well here, but it still worked well enough.
Yeah.
To, make it a fine movie.
Sure.
Just not the same caliber of movie as the first one.
Yeah. So you say watch it if you're just average. I think average viewer, just go and watch this movie.
Yeah, watch it.
Be okay with it.
Yeah. Now
don't think about it. It's not a thinking movie, for heaven's sake.
If somebody is showing them back to back, definitely get in on that. I think that'd be a good way to watch them.
I think it'd be a good way, like a double feature.
Yeah,
is a good way to watch.
Just like whenever they have the Back to the Future movies where it's like 1, 2, 3 in a row, I'm in.
Yeah, but those are really good movies. These are subpar. These are subpar.
But yeah, but even then, like sometimes them being together makes it a little
bit better. Like you
because you're missing something right now.
Yeah, right. Like you appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think they need to start, if they're going to Hollywood in this movie, they need to start out there.
Yes, they do.
You know what I mean? All right, you've been deuced on Shanghai Knights. Jeremy, what else are we doing in our aughts?
That is section? A good question.
Well, I'll tell you what we're doing. We're doing the second Matrix movie.
Oh, that's right.
And we are doing The Princess Diaries
Royal
2.
Engagement.
What's that?
The Royal
Is it
Engagement.
Royal Engagement?
Yeah.
Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement. So those are 3 completely different movies.
Yes.
So look forward to that, right?
Yes, indeed.
And where can people find us?
People can find us at the Deuce Podcast. .com. The Deuce Podcast. .podbean.com.
Podbean.
You can find us on Google Play, Stitcher, iTunes. Make sure, if it's no trouble, please go in there and rate our show. We like to hear the feedback, know where we can improve. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on. You can also find us on Twitter at Deuce Podcast. So be sure to check us out. We'll post stuff there, and then we'll also retweet things from our podcast network mates over at the No Phony Podcast Network. You can also find us at nophonynetwork.com, as well as all of our teammates.
That's right. Konnichiwa?
No.
Or Auf Wiedersehen? No?
No, that was Japanese.
I know, but I'm just saying,
okay.
I'm just saying goodbye.
I was like, oh my God.
No, I'm just saying goodbye to the languages.
Okay. I thought
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Like, I'm just doing...
Yeah.
No,
Das Vidania.
No, I was just doing... No, I wasn't trying to be... The sequel's king.